First off, I want to wish everyone a happy new year. As you see, it's no snow in the video, so it's some old video footage. I'm going to go over a few things with the old excavator, the Poclain. It's been bad weather today, so I've been spending it in the garage and some of it next to the computer and having had kind of a lazy day. We had a small oil leak on one of the hydraulic motors, one of the banjo bolts, if it had come undone or wasn't properly tightened, so we had lost a little bit of oil, not much, a couple of liters, but tightening that up and filling some oil and all was well. Once it was started, making sure it was clean. It's hard, you get dirt there super quickly, so oil leaks, small oil leaks down there are hard to spot soon. The voltage meter installed at some point had failed, and I had bought another cheaper unit that has also failed by now, so these are not even sealed. I bought one that is sealed now, but that is smaller. But now the main part of this video, that's the diesel heater that's on the unit. It's an air-cooled engine, so it does not have any coolant to heat, so it's only an air heating diesel heater, so it just blows hot air over the cylinders to heat it, and it's been causing us issues in the past also. We have replaced pumps. It's used to take diesel from the fuel tank, and it had lift pumps and stuff like that, and we have become blaming wiring issues, but here and there it refuses to start on us, and now it was really cranky to start working. Sometimes we have fiddled with a little bottle, kind of bottle feeding it, giving it some diesel, cause we blame the pumps not starting, and further into the video the pump is not starting all the time for some reason, even if the glow plug is going, and what's up with that I don't know. And we got a little worried about the wiring from the cab, because there are two switches, and I will put in the, I can't remember it, I will look it up before I post the video and have it in the information, the model number on this diesel heater, but so we decided to bring it to the garage to have a closer look at it. It's just four bolts, four wires, and a fuel hose, quite simple to remove. With it all unbolted, we could lift it off. Once in the garage, I decided to remove a few things, because it had some old fuel filter there. It also has a lift pump back from when it was sucking fuel from the fuel tank, and we have replaced, I think it's the other pump you can see here that actually feeds it, this lift pump. We gave up on that and simply put a small tank you could see earlier in the video that gravity feeds it. Hooked up two batteries, brought it outside for some test running, and it will not start. We wonder if the glow plug was going bad or what was up with it. And we tried several times, starting, restarting a few times. The pump that you can, it's here, it's a tick pump I call it. It goes tick 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 when it works. So opened it up to see if something was clogged there, causing it to overheat or cause issues, but also had a leak on that rig up, just the little fuel feed we had hooked up. And I added two switches here, simple, and it should, I've looked at the wiring diagram for it, it should have something that it can have a thermostat, because it has kind of a ground connection for the brain of it, and then two inputs, and one I think should just start it, and the other one should go on and off if you have it added through a thermostat that we don't have and don't use. But For some reason, if you just switch one of them on, it does not want to go. You need to switch both of them, both the main feed and that thermostat, but maybe that's the way things should be. So we tried several times, on and off, on and off. Every a few times it started for a little bit and then stopped again, so it was not consistent. We did take a break and continued the next day. This is the following day, and the tests start here now. It was smoking barrel. It has been doing that a few times here and there, and I don't care about that if it's not been used for a while. But once it's up and running, it's usually quite smoke free. But this time it was a bit excessive. Eventually it was up and running quite well. We could start it and restart it. Not all of it was caught on video, so we decided to bring it back and see what we could do. It's mounted on these rubber mounts, and it does have like a ground connection through one of them, but I got a little worried about the power supply to it also. And we replaced some of the fuel hoses that were what was there was old and stiff. Well, wasn't very old, but cheaper hoses usually get stiff. We did add an extra ground connection here to ensure that we have proper ground to everything, even if I don't think it was anything wrong with the ground connection that was on it. And we tried it, and it died on us a few times, but eventually it started running. We ended up skipping, not connecting the switches that was in the cab, and with some heat it wasn't super cold, so it might have started without the heater. But later on we went back and I had purchased some lights. Yeah, but bought some. It was actually some position lights for trailers or, well, cars or something that could handle 24 volts. So we decided to hook up a couple of lights. Right now they're just inside here, and we just have the switches inside, so you have to be out here to operate it by now. In the future I hope to get switches back into the cab and have the lights on the outside of the box. We had massive troubles. Turned out we had blown a fuse, but eventually everything worked, and we have a red indicator light that the glow plug is actually operating, and then as the fuel pump starts activating and feeding fuel into it, that white light, and it seems to be getting pulses from the brain, so it's making the indicator light blink. But I don't mind that. It's as long as the light survives, it helps to get a visual reference that everything works. Here it died on us directly for some reason, but we restarted it, and every now and then it seems to go. But having the visual lights really help out, like showing you that it operates, and if it stops blinking, well, it's not working, so you need to kill it and restart it, and every now and then it goes. So, but it's an old machine, so it's good enough for now. So it's been hibernated for the winter by now, so we'll see next spring how it performs, when it might be seeing some more use.